All right, everybody, I was lucky enough to catch a really nice walleye yesterday that I used one of my special harvest license tags on, and I'm going to be cooking it up today for dinner. We're going to be having just beer battered walleye, which we're going to be serving up alongside some salt and vinegar chips. It's really that easy. So I'm going to show you the ingredients and how I cook this, and yeah, let's get cooking dinner. Hi, my name is Dan and welcome to DC Outdoors. If this is your first time here and you like outdoor adventure videos, gear reviews, and other outdoor related stuff, well, please get started by hitting that like, the subscribe, and the bell notification button so you don't miss anything. Well, let's get on with this week's cooking adventure. Okay, here's a look at what the ingredients are that you'll be needing. We got salt and pepper, garlic powder, paprika, some seasoning salt, an egg. We got some flour in that bag, and that is our beer. We're using a Sea Change lager today. Oh yeah, and back there in the cast pan are our fish fillets. Okay, first we're gonna start by putting about a cup of just all-purpose flour in a bowl. We're just kind of guesstimating today. There we go. Next up, we're gonna add some garlic powder. Probably about a tablespoon. So we'll go with maybe about like that much. Well, we like it, but we'll go with that much. There we go. Next up, gonna use about a tablespoon of paprika. So again, we'll just use our measuring hand. Maybe about like, it's a little heavy, but that's gonna be okay. We'll probably use about 2 teaspoons here of seasoning salt. You can use whatever kind of seasoning salt you like. Again, we'll use our measuring hand. It's probably going to be pretty much what's left in this container. That's what we're going to roll with. Now we're just going to, like I said, just mix that through. If you have a whisk, you can use a whisk. If you have a fork, you can use a fork. I'm just going to use a spoon, so we're going to kind of mix this through, and then we'll get back to you with the egg. I don't have a mixing bowl, so I'm just going to whisk up the egg inside this little plastic wine glass. So crack the egg. And we'll give that a little beat up the egg a little bit. Next up, we got our walleye fillets that we cleaned off our fish. We're just gonna pat these guys nice and dry. You can cut these to whatever shape you want to use them for. You know, if you want to do something, for example, like tacos, you might want to cut these real small. If you're gonna snack on them, maybe you'll make a middle. Honestly, if I was making like a fillet of fish type burger, I might actually even just cut them in half. But I think I'm gonna cut these maybe into about 4 pieces or so. 3, 4. Perfect. Like I said, we're gonna use just a little bit of salt and pepper, just to season up these guys. We don't need to go crazy with it, but just to add a little bit of extra flavoring before we dredge them. And I'm going to do both sides. Flip them. And the other. Alright, before I add the wet ingredients into the dry ingredients, I'm going to go fire up that oil in the cast iron pan, and then when the oil is heating, I'll mix up my batter, and then we'll get frying these guys up. Okay, next up, we're going to add our egg. Give that a little whisk. Try our best to kind of incorporate that Next up, we got our beer, and like I said earlier, we're using this Sea Change Lager Death Wave. The good thing with this, guys, is you're just pouring it until you think you got it. It's not really a scientific situation, and the reality is, if you add too much beer, you can just add more flour. And if you, like I said, don't have enough beer, you just open another can and keep pouring. But what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that all the dry ingredients are kind of mixed in off the edges. That's where a whisk will come in handy for you. But you want that consistency, you know, to be something like pancake batter. So it should be a little bit runny, but something that'll still stick to the fish. We're getting close here, I think. I'll probably use my spoon just to scrape the edges of that bowl. Make sure we got no dry ingredients in there. And then we'll just keep keeping it whisked up. Try to get the lumps out the best we can, but I'm pretty happy with that. Might be a little bit runny actually. Might have to add a bit more flour, but you can tell I went heavy on the paprika because it's really got a red color, but that should come out really good once we fry it. But yeah, I'm gonna add a little bit more flour to it, and then I think we're good to go. There you go. I added a little bit more flour into it, and you can kind of see what we're working at from a consistency perspective. Could probably be blended up a little bit more. Like I said, that's where a whisk comes in handy, but for our purposes, I think that this will be plenty. Let's go check on the oil. We'll be right back. Okay, we're gonna take our fish fillets. I'm gonna give it a little dredge in the pancake mix, the fish fillet mix. Make sure that it's good, which it sure is. Put that in there and let her rip. Take off the fish. If you have a wire drying rack, that's better. We don't, so we'll be just putting it on paper towel. Man, oh man, I'm sorry guys, I've been plowing into this before it was all plated nicely, but I gotta show you this. This is about the best, flakiest, delicious meat you're gonna find. Look at that. Super good. Crunchy on the outside, so warm and soft and juicy inside. That's super good. Well, we just finished off with that beer battered walleye, and holy smokes, that was good. I mean, at the end of the day, you can kind of get away with making whatever you want in terms of your favorite spices or seasonings. We liked the paprika and the garlic, but at the end of the day, I'm sure you could add any other kind of combinations that you like best. But basically the kind of core ingredients are just that flour, you know, your seasonings, an egg, and beer, right? Super easy and really, really, really delicious. So if you watch this video all the way here to the end, I really appreciate you spending the time with the channel. If you're new here to DC Outdoors, please hit that subscribe button. I post weekly videos every single Thursday where we're outside camping, hunting, fishing, doing gear reviews, any and all outdoor related activities. So if you like this kind of stuff, it would mean a lot to me if you hit that subscribe button. So I guess I'll close this one off as I always do. If this was your first time here and you like outdoor adventure videos, gear reviews, and other outdoor related stuff, well, please hit that like, the subscribe, and the bell notification button so you don't miss anything. Until next time, we'll see you outdoors.